My child, heaven pulled you here, and angels guided your hand. Time itself slowed down for this moment, because what tried to destroy you has already been overturned. What moved in darkness has been exposed in light. 3 hours ago in the unseen realm, a plan began to collapse, not by your strength, but by divine intervention. Heaven watched and heaven moved, and heaven is still speaking your name right now. You felt a shift in your spirit without understanding it. That sudden heaviness, that strange pressure. You thought it was just another hard moment, but it was spiritual and it was intentional. Someone whispered your name in the dark, not in prayer but in jealousy, not in love but in envy, not with blessing but with hidden motives. A woman smiled on the outside, while storms stirred within. You trusted her, without suspicion. You never imagined her thoughts turned against you. But heaven saw everything. Every hidden word and every secret intention. Every quiet wish spoken in bitterness. You did not know, but God always knew. You did not see, but heaven never sleeps. You have been tired in ways no one understands. Not just in your body, but in your soul. You gave and gave until your hands were empty. You stayed kind even when misunderstood. You stayed silent even when accused. You stayed faithful even when confused. And lately everything felt delayed and blocked. Doors closed and prayers felt unanswered. But your delay was not denial. Your silence was not abandonment. You were being protected without knowing it. Heaven was rearranging the battlefield, because the trap set for you was reversed. The net meant to catch you tore apart. What was meant to weaken you strengthened you instead. What was meant to shame you elevated you. 3 hours ago, a spiritual verdict was released. A judgment not of destruction, but of exposure. The plot has backfired. The lie has collapsed. What was sent against you returned empty. What was meant to rise fell instead. Hear this clearly now. You are not cursed. You are covered. You are not forgotten. You are protected. You are not alone. You are surrounded. The angels are speaking your name right now. They are standing at the edge of your breakthrough. You were targeted because you carry light. You were opposed because you carry purpose. The enemy does not attack what has no destiny. You were chosen before you were challenged. And the woman who planned in secret has been halted, not by your revenge, but by divine justice. She meant harm, but God meant protection. She meant loss, but God meant increase. She meant delay, but God meant acceleration. And now the season is turning in your favor. I am preparing you for something big, bigger than what you lost, bigger than what broke your heart, bigger than the tears you cried in silence. What you thought would destroy you refined you. What you thought ended you strengthened you. You are emerging from a fire without smoke on you. You are rising without bitterness in your spirit. Because heaven fought for you when you were tired. Heaven defended you when you were silent. Now I ask you to breathe. Release the fear from your chest. Release the anger from your heart. Release the heaviness from your thoughts. You do not need to fight anymore. The battle has already shifted. What was hidden is now being revealed. What was delayed is now being released. Your name is being spoken in rooms you have never entered. Your tears are being counted as prayers. Your waiting is being turned into reward. Your pain is being turned into testimony. And soon, very soon, you will understand why you had to wait, why you had to lose, why you had to walk alone for a season. It was preparation, not punishment. It was refinement, not rejection. The same hands that allowed the storm now speak peace. The same voice that tested you now elevates you. Listen closely now. Do not lose faith at the edge of your miracle. Do not stop believing at the doorway of your breakthrough. You are closer than you think. Your next season is already moving toward you. Your next blessing already knows your address. Stay still and stay faithful. Stay soft and stay obedient. Because what is coming cannot be stopped. What is coming is heaven sent. And when it arrives, you will understand why the enemy tried so hard to stop you. You were never meant to be small. You were never meant to remain hidden. You were always meant to rise. You were always meant to shine. And now the watching of heaven intensifies. Now the angels lean closer. Now your name echoes in the unseen. Because your moment is near. Rest now. Trust now. Your protection has already been released. Your breakthrough has already begun. And the next message will guide you even deeper. Stay close and keep listening. Heaven is not finished with you yet. Your story is only just beginning. You have carried questions you could never speak. You have swallowed tears no one ever saw. You wondered if God had forgotten your address. You wondered if heaven still remembered your name. But every prayer you whispered in exhaustion was recorded. Every tear that fell in silence was gathered. Not one moment of your pain was wasted. Not one night of your sorrow was ignored. While you were sleeping, heaven was working. While you were doubting, heaven was defending. The scheme that was planned against you traveled far. It moved through whispers, through lies, through manipulation. It was layered with charm and deception. It was wrapped in sweetness, but filled with poison. And you almost fell for it. You were inches from the snare. But at the final moment, a hand stopped it. Not a human hand. A divine one. At the last second, truth disrupted the lie. At the brink of collapse, light shattered the darkness. What she intended to use to trap you exposed her instead. What she wanted to hide became impossible to conceal. You did nothing to deserve this mercy. You did nothing to earn this rescue. Grace moved on your behalf without your permission. Love intervened without your awareness. This is how deep your protection runs. This is how strong your covering truly is. You were spared without knowing you were in danger. You were delivered without ever seeing the blade. That is why your spirit felt uneasy. That is why your sleep felt disturbed. Your soul sensed the war before your mind understood it. Your heart felt a shift before your eyes could see it. But now the danger has been reversed. Now the assignment has been canceled. What was aimed at your downfall has hit a dead end. What was released in secret has returned void. The storm that was meant to drown you lost its power. The pit that was dug for you closed on its own. Divine justice does not always shout. Sometimes it moves in quiet finality. There are consequences unfolding you may never witness. There are reversals happening you will never need to know. All you need to know is this. You are safe right now, covered right now, held right now. And because you are safe, your next season can begin. Because you are protected, your progress will now accelerate. Expect sudden clarity. Expect unexpected favor. Expect doors to open without strain. Expect answers to come without begging. The season of wrestling is ending. The season of resting is beginning. You will no longer have to prove your heart. You will no longer have to explain your intentions. Your character has already spoken for you. Your endurance has already testified. Those who doubted will soon be confused. Those who mocked will soon be silent. Not because you shamed them, but because God will vindicate you. You will not need to defend yourself. Heaven will handle what you can't. You will simply walk forward in peace. You will simply rise without striving. And when they ask how you survived, you will say only one thing. Grace did it. God did it. Even now I am rearranging your timeline. Even now I am repairing what was delayed. What you lost will not return the same way. It will return multiplied. What you thought was taken will be restored with interest. What you thought was stolen will come back in greater form. Relationships will shift. Opportunities will reposition. Your environment will begin to reflect your healing. Your atmosphere will begin to match your calling. You will feel lighter without understanding why. You will smile again without forcing it. Peace will return quietly. Joy will slip back in gently. One morning you will wake up different. Not loud. Not dramatic. Just changed. And you will realize the war is over. You will realize the threat is gone. The fear that haunted your thoughts will dissolve. The heaviness that followed you will lift. Because I am healing you layer by layer. Because I am restoring you piece by piece. You do not need to rush this process. You do not need to struggle anymore. Let me rebuild you in stillness. Let me strengthen you in silence. You have fought enough battles already. You have survived enough storms already. Now it is time to receive. Now it is time to breathe. Your future is not fragile. Your destiny is not delayed. What is ahead of you is stronger than what came against you. What is coming is heavier with glory than your past with pain. And when the memory of this attack fades, the reward of your faith will remain. One day you will look back and understand why that threat had to fail, why that plan had to collapse, why that betrayal had to be exposed. It was all clearing the path. It was all lifting the veil, so you could walk freely into what was promised, so you could rise unhindered into what was prepared. You are being prepared for something big, not loud, not flashy, but eternal. A level of peace you have never known, a depth of purpose that will steady you. You will no longer chase validation. You will no longer beg for understanding. You will move with quiet authority. You will speak with gentle power, because you have been refined by pressure, because you have been shaped by fire. Your heart is softer, not harder. Your spirit is stronger, not bitter. That is how I know you are ready. That is how I know you can be trusted. With more, with greater, with what once would have overwhelmed you, with what now will rest gently in your hands. And tonight as you listen, I seal your peace again. I quiet your thoughts again. I strengthen your resolve again. You are not behind. You are right on time. You are not failing. You are unfolding. You are not losing. You are transitioning. Let go now. Exhale now. Your battle has shifted. Your season has turned. And the same heaven that protected you today will guide you into tomorrow. You do not have to look over your shoulder anymore. What chased you has lost its authority. What stalked your peace has been dismissed. What whispered fear into your nights has gone silent. You are standing in a new spiritual territory now, even if everything around you looks the same. The shift happened in the unseen first, and soon the seen will follow. You will notice it in subtle ways at first. A calmer breath and a quieter mind. You will react with patience where you once reacted with panic. You will feel hope rise where dread once lived. This is the evidence of your deliverance. Peace is the signature of heaven. Do not be surprised when things begin to align. Do not question it when favor feels sudden. You prayed for a long time for clarity. Now clarity will find you without effort. You waited for confirmation through people. Now confirmation will come through peace. The confusion that lingered will dissolve quietly. The fog in your mind will lift gently. Scales are falling from your spiritual vision. You are about to see clearly again. What once felt tangled will begin to make sense. What once felt broken will begin to heal. Even your dreams will change. Even your sleep will become sacred again. For so long you slept with one eye open. Now rest will return like a forgotten memory. Your nervous system is being calmed by my presence. Your thoughts are being rewired by my peace. I am teaching your heart how to feel safe again. I am teaching your spirit how to trust again. You do not need to carry yesterday into tomorrow. You do not need to relive moments I have already redeemed. The chapter of attack is closing. The chapter of restoration is opening. What wounded you will not define you. What targeted you will not control you. Your identity remains untouched by the storm. Your calling remains intact despite the betrayal. Nothing meant to poison you has altered your assignment. Nothing meant to stop you has delayed your destiny. You are still chosen. You are still sealed. You are still held by my hand. You are still guarded by my angels. Even now they encamp around you. Even now they whisper your name in protection. Their doors being unlocked as you listen. There are chains being loosened as you breathe. You do not see it yet, but your atmosphere is shifting. The weight in your room is lifting. The heaviness in your chest is easing. I am rewriting the story of the season. The ending will not be what you feared. It will be better than what you imagined. It will be kinder than what you expected. You will laugh again from your soul, not from survival, but from joy. You will trust again without suspicion, not because people are perfect, but because you are healed. Your heart will no longer be guarded by fear. It will be guided by wisdom. You will discern without terror. You will love without losing yourself. You will move forward without dragging the past behind you. You will rise without the weight of yesterday on your shoulders. The woman who conspired will fade from your story. Her role will shrink into irrelevance, not because of punishment, but because you are being elevated beyond the battlefield. Your future does not require your enemy's presence. Your destiny does not need their participation. Where you are going, they cannot follow. Where you are shifting, they have no access. You are crossing a line they cannot cross. You are entering a chapter they cannot enter. And you did not force this door open. It was opened for you by my hand. You did not earn this protection. It was given because you are mine. You do not need to fear shadows anymore. Light is surrounding you now. You do not need to brace for attacks anymore. Peace is establishing its home within you now. Even your heartbeat is coming into rhythm again. Even your breath is beginning to steady. This is what safety in my presence feels like. This is what being held without effort feels like. You no longer need to prove your innocence. Truth has already spoken. You no longer need to expose what was hidden. Light has already done its work. Rest now in what has been settled. Trust now in what has been secured. The season of being targeted is ending. The season of being trusted is beginning. Your voice will carry weight again. Your presence will command respect again. Not because you demand it, but because grace rests on you. The ache in your chest will soften daily. The tightness in your thoughts will ease nightly. I am patient with your healing. I do not rush what I restore. You are not lagging behind in recovery. You are unfolding exactly on schedule. Every layer of pain will be met with truth. Every scar will be met with tenderness. Until one day the memory will no longer sting, and you will realize you are free. Free to plan again. Free to dream again. Free to expect again. Free to trust again. This is not the end of your story. This is the turning point. And soon you will speak of this season in past tense. Soon you will testify without trembling. Soon you will comfort others from a healed place. Soon you will stand without shaking. Because you were protected when you were vulnerable. Because you were covered when you were unaware. And because I do not abandon whom I choose. I do not fail what I begin. Even now as you listen, something inside you is settling. A quiet knowing is replacing loud fear. You may not understand everything yet, but you feel that something is different. That is not imagination. That is alignment. Your spirit is recognizing safety. Your soul is remembering peace. You are not standing where you stood yesterday, though your body did not move. Your destiny shifted. The past tried to hold you hostage, but it no longer has authority. Your name is being spoken differently now. Not with accusation, but with honor. Not with suspicion, but with favor. Not with malice, but with mercy. There are conversations about you in the unseen, and they are filled with my protection. What once worked against, you will no longer function. What once succeeded will now fail. Because you are moving under a new covering. Because you are sealed by a higher authority. You will notice resistance where there once was pursuit. You will notice distance where there once was intrusion. This is not coincidence. This is separation by design. I am removing what cannot go with you. I am clearing what does not belong in your next season. Not everything that smiled at you was sent to walk with you. Not everything that followed you was meant to stay. Do not grieve the exits. They are answers, not losses. Do not mourn the quiet. It is restoration, not rejection. You were surrounded by too much noise. You needed silence to hear me again. You were distracted by too many voices. You needed stillness to remember my voice. And now you hear it again. Soft but sure. Gentle but strong. Quiet but unshakable. That is how I lead you now. Not by force, but by peace. Your steps will feel lighter. Your choices will feel clearer. You will not need to overthink as much. You will not need to second-guess your worth, because the wound of betrayal is being closed, because the sting of confusion is being eased. Soon you will walk into places that once intimidated you, and you will not feel small anymore. Soon you will speak in rooms that once silenced you, and your voice will not tremble. Soon you will receive what once felt impossible, and you will not feel undeserving. You will simply receive. With quiet gratitude, you will no longer ask why it took so long. You will finally see why the timing mattered. Some things could not reach you sooner. You were still healing. Some blessings could not come earlier. You were still being prepared. But now you are ready. Not perfect, but positioned. Not fearless, but faithful. Not strong in yourself, but steady in me. You no longer need to look back to understand forward. Your future no longer depends on your past. What defined you has been rewritten. What labeled you has been erased. You are not the one who was targeted. You are the one who was preserved. You are not the one who almost fell. You are the one who was carried. And you will not miss what is meant for you, even if it comes quietly. You will not lose what I have placed in your hands, even if you feel tired. You will not be overtaken by what once threatened you, even if the memory still lingers, because I am not done sealing you yet. I am not done strengthening you yet. Tonight as you rest, your spirit will be guarded. Tonight as you sleep, your peace will be defended. You will not wake in fear. You will wake in calm. You will not wake in dread. You will wake in steadiness. Your tomorrow will feel different, even if nothing changes on the outside yet. The change has already happened within you, and that is where every real miracle begins. You were never abandoned. You were being hidden. You were never forgotten. You were being shielded. You were never losing. You were being preserved. And now you are emerging. Slowly, gently, safely. You do not have to run toward what is coming. It is already moving toward you. You do not have to force the door. It will open at the right moment. All I ask of you now is this. Remain soft. Remain trusting. Remain listening. Do not harden your heart because of what you survived. Let your heart stay open because of who saved you. The chapter of fear is closing. The chapter of peace is beginning. The chapter of confusion is fading. The chapter of clarity is opening. And you will not walk into it alone. I will walk ahead of you. I will stand beside you. I will guard behind you. You are surrounded in ways you cannot yet see, but you will feel it more each day. Now rest in this truth. You are safe. You are seen. You are deeply loved. And if this message found you in a fragile moment, then it was sent especially for you. Stay close. Do not drift away now. Another message is waiting for you. Another whisper of direction is prepared. Listen again soon. Your heaven is still speaking, and I am not finished with you yet. Even after this message ends, I will remain with you. My presence will not fade with the sound of these words. You will carry this peace into ordinary moments, into your work, your rest, your waiting. The miracle will not always be loud. Sometimes it will look like stability. Sometimes it will look like consistency. Sometimes it will feel like finally being able to breathe. You spent so long bracing for impact. You forgot what it felt like to feel safe. But safety is returning now, not as a feeling only, but as a foundation. You are no longer building on fear. You are building on trust. You are no longer reacting to the past. You are responding to the future. And the future is not hostile toward you. It is leaning toward you with kindness. What once felt uncertain will soon feel settled. What once felt unstable will soon feel secure. The ground beneath you is firm again. You can stand without wobbling now. Your steps will become confident, not because you know everything, but because you know me. There will be moments when old memories resurface, but they will no longer have power over your direction. They will pass through you without stopping you. They will whisper without steering you. You will recognize them as echoes, not as commands. Your life will not revolve around survival anymore. It will begin to expand around purpose. You will find joy in small things again, in quiet mornings and simple laughter, in steady progress and honest rest, in conversations that feel light again. These are not coincidences. They are signs of restoration. I am stitching your days back together with peace. I am weaving your time with gentleness. Nothing rushed, nothing forced. Your healing will not overwhelm you. It will comfort you. Your breakthrough will not scare you. It will steady you. Your future will not exhaust you. It will strengthen you. You no longer need to prepare for disaster. You may begin to prepare for goodness. You no longer need to ask what will go wrong. You may begin to ask what will finally go right. This shift in your questions is sacred. It is the mark of trust returning. You are allowed to expect good again. You are allowed to hope without shame. Hope will not betray you this time, because it is grounded in me. And even when you stumble in faith, my hand will not release you. Even when you feel uncertain again, my promise will not waver. You are not held by your consistency. You are held by my faithfulness. Your story will no longer be defined by what targeted you. It will be defined by what preserved you. One day you will tell this chapter softly, without fear in your voice, without anger in your tone, with calm wisdom in your eyes, and others will feel hope rise as they listen, because your survival will speak louder than their despair. Your life will become a quiet testimony, not of perfection, but of protection, not of strength alone, but of sustaining grace, not of speed, but of endurance. And you will finally believe this about yourself, that you are not fragile, that you are not broken beyond repair, that you are not defined by the hands that tried to harm you. You are defined by the hands that carried you. You are known by the voice that called you mine. You belong here, in this moment of peace. You belong in this next season, in this unfolding future. There's room for you to grow now. There's space for you to breathe now. There's permission for you to rest now. You have earned nothing, yet you are given everything. This is how grace works. It meets you where effort ends. And now your striving can stop. Your watchfulness can soften. Your heart can unclench. Your mind can be still. Because what mattered most is settled. You are kept. You are covered. You are not alone. And even after the sound of this message fades, my whisper will remain within you, guiding without noise, leading without pressure, strengthening without strain, loving without condition. Stay with me a little longer. Let this peace sink deeper. There is still more ahead for you. More light than you have yet imagined. More clarity than you have yet seen. More goodness than you have yet touched. And when the next message finds you, you will be ready to hear it, not from a place of desperation, but from a place of quiet assurance. Until then, remain in trust, remain in rest, remain in the knowing that you are held, and nothing formed in darkness can undo what I have sealed in light. The night no longer has power over you. The darkness that once whispered now retreats in silence. You are no longer guarded by fear. You are guarded by light. What once drained you will no longer reach you. What once weakened you will no longer touch you. Your spirit has been marked for protection. Your steps have been aligned with purpose. Even the detours are now serving you. Even the delays are now blessing you. Nothing in your story has been wasted. Nothing in your pain has been ignored. Every fragment of your suffering was seen. Every moment of your endurance was counted. And the reward is not only ahead of you. Some of it is already unfolding around you. You will notice it in the way you breathe. You will notice it in the way you stand. You will no longer shrink in rooms of uncertainty. You will no longer apologize for taking space. The timidness that crept into your voice will fade. The strength that was always yours will return. Not loud, not forceful, but steady, unshakable. You will no longer measure your worth by approval. You will no longer measure your peace by outcomes. You will measure both by my presence. And my presence does not fluctuate. There were times you felt unworthy of mercy. Times you questioned if grace still applied to you. But grace does not retreat when you doubt. It moves closer when you are weak. You did not lose your place when you struggled. You did not forfeit your future when you faltered. You are still written in my plans. You are still wrapped in my promise. Your heart will learn to trust joy again. Your eyes will learn to expect light again. What once startled you will no longer alarm you. What once overwhelmed you will no longer overpower you. Because something stronger has taken residence in you. Something eternal has settled into your spirit. It will guide you when you are uncertain. It will steady you when you are afraid. You will sense it before danger approaches. You will be redirected before harm can reach you. This is not paranoia. This is discernment refined by love. You are not becoming guarded. You are becoming wise. You are not becoming distant. You are becoming discerning. And wisdom will keep your heart soft while keeping you safe. Discernment will guard your peace without hardening your soul. Soon your laughter will return without effort. Soon your smile will no longer be forced. The joy will surprise you at first. You will wonder where it came from, but it will come from healing. And healing has been quietly unfolding within you all along. You were healing even when you did not feel it. You were strengthening even when you felt weak. Growth does not always announce itself. Sometimes it simply arrives. One moment you realize you no longer ache the same way. One moment you realize the memory no longer controls you. That is how freedom enters. Softly, without noise, without struggle. Just space where pain once lived. Just light where fear once sat. And you will protect this peace fiercely. Not with aggression, but with boundaries. You will no longer overextend to prove your worth. You will no longer empty yourself to be accepted. You will love without self-abandonment. You will give without self-erasure. This is maturity blessed by mercy. This is strength baptized in gentleness. You are no longer the same person who was targeted. You are no longer the same soul who was attacked. You carry wisdom now. You carry clarity now. You carry authority now. Quiet authority. And quiet authority cannot be shaken. It does not argue. It moves. It does not defend. It advances. It does not react. It remains. You will move through your days with this steadiness. Unrushed. Uncornered. Unafraid. Because even when the world is loud, your spirit will remain still. And stillness will be your strength. Stillness will be your shield. You will not need to announce your protection. It will be obvious in your peace. You will not need to explain your breakthrough. It will be evident in your calm. And when others wonder how you survived what you did, they will see the answer resting on you. Not in words, but in presence. Not in arguments, but in light. You will no longer live as one who escaped. You will live as one who was preserved. You were not saved just to survive. You were saved to become. And what you are becoming is steady. What you are becoming is whole. What you are becoming is aligned. What you are becoming is free. You are not late to your destiny. You arrived exactly when you needed to. Now stay here in this peace a little longer. Let it anchor you. Let it quiet you. Let it strengthen you. The next season is already breathing near you. The next door is already within reach. And when the next whisper of direction comes, your heart will recognize it immediately. Because you no longer listen from fear. You now listen from trust. Stay listening. Stay near. Another message is waiting. Another word of light is prepared. And when it finds you, you will be ready to receive it.